Hello everyone, Mr. Tradevester here. Welcome to part 2 of the Demystifying VeVe Mint Numbers series. Today I will go over the first of the 4 categories I described in the first episode, which is the leading zero squad. But if you do not know what I am talking about, you can find a link for part 1 in the description below. Otherwise, I guess let's get into it. So why the leading zero squad name? So well, just look at the zeros on that rabbit here. Don't they look nice? Okay, but more seriously, why does it matter? Well, I think one thing we could say is that it's human nature to always strive for being the best. So for example, right now we have the Tokyo Olympics, where athletes train for years or even decades to reach that stage. And once they get there, they compete amongst themselves for the ultimate prize, a gold medal. So in VeVe, it's not much different. So we have a bunch of humans competing on drops and trying to be the very best. But here, being the best means obtaining the very first available editions numbers of a given collectible. So in other words, so here we have the first come, first serve principle. Well, this has been the case since the beginning of VeVe, but it was changed recently where instead randomized edition numbers have been implemented, and this has been effective since the Ecto 1 drop. So with that said, it didn't change the fundamental value of low numbers. So even with that change, we still have the basic principle that the lower the number, the better. And just one thing before I move on. So VeVe, a good thing to know is that VeVe team keeps the first 40 editions for them, making 41 the first publicly available number. And so this is true for all drops so far except for the Batman Black and White Series 1 and Adventure Time Series 1 drops, where VeVe kept only the first 16, meaning that you can find some, well, the number 17 and all the way to 39 if you're lucky in the marketplace, or some people, they have those. And just a quick thank you to Telegram so for helping me find this information. So without you, well, I guess it would have been more complicated to complete this little note here. But, right, so this leads us to the what I call the squad's pyramid of wealth. So let's say we have a job with a few thousand editions. So at the very top we have the podium mint numbers. Then as we go down the pyramid, the less scarcity there is. So as we go down the pyramid, the larger it is because the less scarcity we have, and because there's a link between scarcity and value. So we can see on the right the arrow, meaning that the closer to the top we have, the more expensive they will be. So if we use the previous example, a number 53 rabbit, well, in the sub 100 category, so that's a very good catch on that drop. And last but not least, and literally in this case, I also want to point out the Reverse Podium subcategory. So indeed, well, it may sound counterintuitive with everything I've said before, but a good thing to know is that if you ever find the absolute last available number for a collectible, it's one that's going to be very valuable. So make sure to not underestimate in value if you ever have one are trying to sell it. And why, just a quick note, that even though there's no bunch of zeros before this last number, it still fits in this overall category, in this overall first category, which covers the order of the numbers. So being last, it's still the positional number, so there we go. And before I finish, bang, big DNFA stamp here, because it's good to know that everything I say in this video and the previous video and in the future videos, they are not financial advice. So there's the short disclaimer here. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed this quick episode, and stay tuned for part 4 that will come next week about the beauty contest. So see you soon. Bye.